Hello, hi. Hi, people. I haven't been on much like everybody else. I'm doing a lot of integration. I mean, you're feeling because of the big shift we've done, it's now trying to integrate all the new, the changes, the energies, the updates, the upgrades, the integration. So I did do a live this morning on Facebook when I finished my meditation. I don't know why. It is quick just to go on live on Facebook because most people won't be on TikTok that time. So I did a live on Facebook and I uploaded them updating because someone actually asked me, another light worker. The thing is, often we forget to talk to each other. So we just think it's us. We just think, oh, we're having a hard time, and everybody else. We don't realize it's a collective thing. So if we don't check in with each other, we don't actually realize you're not the only one, going through this. We're all going through this. So depending on where you are on your journey and what level you're at, on this whole, say, frequency, vibration, ascension path, we just did a big shift. So the most of you that shifted, as we said, like a dimensional shift, we just jumped up, quite a big one. So it's a whole new energy, new epoch, new way of being. So the old earth, which I did tell people it was going, the old earth is gone. I mean, it's gone. We're not actually in it at all. So 3D earth is completely gone. It's fallen away. You're in a new energy, new epoch, new times, new everything. So you've gone through a big shift. And we've been preparing for this bit by bit. So those of us that have done this shift, as I said, your body, it's physical changes. You've got new downloads, new integration, but also what it's showing you, as I've shared, Dumela Universe is being very spot on. That's why I don't really need to, because I've shared his stuff and he's saying exactly what I'm getting. So he's pretty much saying exactly, we all pretty much, if you're on the same level, experience the same things. So I've shared a lot of his stuff, videos on my channel, on my Facebook as well. Just helps people. He's saying the same thing. So yeah, you're going to feel physically, upgrades, integrations, depending on you, change maybe again in your diet or whatever. Aches and pains as you can feel the energy moving through different parts. But mainly what I'm finding is it depends on you. If there's aspects, we're really going to let go of, as I said, you can watch my Facebook Live. It's easy when you come through something. I do it at that spur of the moment because the energy is flowing straight, or the information is flowing through. So it just comes. It's easier. Later you don't remember. Everyone knows when you're in the zone, you're in the zone. The stuff comes through. I can't repeat what I said then exactly because it's not here. You're not in that same stream of information. But yeah, it's a lot of people are getting stuck because they're not realizing. So this is what it was an important piece of information which is not being shared. Most people that are really going to battle to jump up are still looking at the old world. They have one foot, so they're oscillating between the old earth. It no longer exists. The most simple thing I can explain to anyone is, were you really going to hold yourself back and struggle if you keep referring to, this is a lot of it, especially with obviously with government or officials and things like that. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going out there. So I'll try and cover. I did in my talks on Facebook today. I covered quite a lot. So let me try and cover a few things. First of all, old earth is gone. We've got to get over this thing because we keep looking back at our ancestors and this and the past for the answers. This is where people aren't getting it. We are not going backwards. Nothing that happened on the old earth. It's a different dimension, different paradigm, different games, different rules, different consciousness, different energy, everything. And this is where people are getting flawed. They're not getting it in. We shifted literally, all of us, with the planet. So that old epoch, that old paradigm is completely gone. It's new energy, new rules, new consciousness. So you are going to trip yourself up or not be able to move forward if you keep looking back and expecting anything to be the same. History says so, this is going to happen. Our ancestors said that, so we're going to Lemuria, we're going to repeat Atlantis. There's no repeats in it. That's a lower consciousness. There's not going to be any repeats of the past. Why would you do that anyway? With a lower consciousness, we sunk, we're going up. We're going to go up higher than we've ever seen on this earth. So the consciousness we're going to is higher than we've ever held on the planet. We're going to fly. We're going to limitless. Our ancestors were limited. If you go back after the fall, after the golden times of the land, or actually even before then, you can look even high. You can go look at even the pyramids, right? They were in a low state of consciousness. Just go look at their tombs. They were buried with gold and ornaments and how to get. They didn't realize. They were still thinking, I am the body. I am the body. They were attached to the body. You're not the body. You're never born. So they were still like, I'm the body and there's source. You see, there was that separation between I'm not source. There's me and God. There's me and the body and this. And then, and they had a material attachments. Why would you otherwise, if you knew that you had no value, why would you be buried with all your jewels and gold? And so, yeah, we're not going backwards. You don't want to go down. We're going up. So people are getting stuck because they're looking to the past for the answers and to the future. Then they're really going to, waste their time. They're not in the flow. The future, this whole epoch is a complete new game, new paradigm, new rules. And this is why, as I said in my video, the Mayans couldn't see into it because it was a different dimension. They were not a matching frequency and vibration. That old earth frequency and vibration is not here. It doesn't exist. It was a lower frequency, lower vibration, lower consciousness. So this is why they couldn't see into it, because they were not a matching frequency or vibration. We have gone up. So this is why our governments and scientists are, because also for them, they can't get the fact that there's no control and rules here and you manage and it's all. This is why the Mayans and the Hopis said, the people that will be leading this and their future, the guidance, will come from the rainbow people. All colors, all nations will lead, will guide people or lead into the new earth. It'll come from the bottom down. Exactly. But then you've got government officials and people in a lower level of consciousness because they're still trying to control and manage and plan and this and that, where this whole way of being is being now, being in the flow. Same with the old religions, same with the old, any sort of scriptures, religion, spiritual stuff. It's a lower consciousness, old epoch. So the old scriptures, the old spiritual teachings, all of those were in a lower consciousness for a different time. So if you are trying to move forward using old spiritual teachings, using, okay, this is how it's going to go with a set thing. If you're not, the only thing like I said to people, you can do is trust your higher self. Nothing else. You don't even need to listen and follow and ask other people. If you only follow what comes from your higher self, that's all this epoch's about. You need to do is follow that. Stay tapped in, listen to that, and follow your guidance. Everything's in the flow. Everything's about now. Everything's about chilling. This is where they're really getting flawed, the government and Shem and the military, because remember, everything's there. It's planning, and this is a whole, the old earth was planning ahead, and you've got to have this, and you've got to be organized, and you've got to manage and control. They are still trying to control this, especially at the moment. They're trying to take over you'll see there's a lot of sort of thing, the whoa. They know it's too different. It's too out there. This light worker starseed thing. They think people have lost the plot. You see, because they're not controllable. It's too out there. It's too different. It's too whoa. Because it is. Because it's a complete new paradigm. And they don't like that. Because there's a lot of an attempt. I can understand it. I feel sorry. So I'm saying you understand where they're at. All right? If you're still holding on to control, manage this and that, whatever else, you then will be worried and panicked and trying, okay, we're going to manage, how are we going to do this? They're trying to control humanity. They're trying to, like as a government and people in military, trying to control this whole thing. Fear. It's all coming again from a lower consciousness, from a place high, from a place of fear. Don't judge them. I feel sorry for them. So they don't let go of control. They're still not going to get any higher up, then they're not going to get it. So this is why this movement is led from, as I say, the rainbow people, all colors, all nations, one tapped in. Rainbow is their aura. They're tapped in. So it is. You'll see there's a lot of this. They're trying to like manage and control this thing, which is not. This is what the epoch's not. It's a whole new epoch, new times, new thing. It's not going to work, and it will not anyway. It's why they're just going to. People won't even resonate, because it's a lower consciousness trying to manage, control. Everything they're doing now is trying to lead and steer and control this awakening, control the new consciousness, control the mind, manage, whatever, sort of keep on control of you. Same thing, like trying to suppress and control and manipulate, and well, that's the same old energy, and it's complete. No one's even going to pay attention. They'll just get left behind. People won't even listen or resonate because it is not guided. It's just completely. So you got to have understanding and sympathy too for them, because they're like in a state of panic. Now, don't go too green, don't go too woe on us, because their businesses, they panic. They're thinking, okay, how's it going to manage? They're trying to keep. They're worried about society or the businesses or the structure or the economy collapsing, because you're all going to be like not interested in materialism, and you're not interested in doing this and being a slave and working in that whole little, supporting the industry business and being a consumer and blah. This is the thing. So, and also going to green, because no, this is how we want you to go. This is how. So there is attempts I can see to try and engineer and take over and control the awakening movement and tell you what it is, tell you how to think, tell you how you should be, tell you what level of consciousness, this is how it is. So this you can see, and you can also see them. The intentions are not bad. Okay, it's their job too. You can see it's all about control, and there's no heart in it. So they realize now this movement is not going to go away. This awakening is like, wow, okay, this is not, now they're trying to get in on it and trying to steer it. Same thing, control, move your consciousness, your way of thinking, your way of being. This is how we don't go off and go live off the grid. We want to keep business going. You got to keep buying from us, and don't go too green, don't go too woke. No, don't go too woke. Oh, you're too green, or you're too woke, or you're too whatever. So I feel so sorry for them. So they are trying now to get in on this spiritual awakening, so-called movement, ascension of consciousness, right? They're looking at this and like, what's going on? So they're trying to get in and trying to sort of start channels or start apps or start like, this is awakening, come all here, so. And we'll put our people out there and tell you how it's going to be. But if you listen to it, it's not in the heart again. And they're trying to say, and just moderate. Keep it, don't get too excited. Don't get too over the top. Just stay here, Just stay at this level. They don't want to. It's a fear of the unknown, because this whole epoch is about the unknown, about walking in the now, in absolute faith and guidance, and not a worry in the world, because that next step, the next step, the next step. This is very frightening, especially to people whose industry is control. What is a military? Control, plan, this and that. It is extremely frightening for most humans, because you want to plan, you've got to control. No. You can't just live like in the now. Like, no, people, don't get too woe. So there's going to be attempts to discredit the movement and people, because they don't understand, because it's too out there for them. It's too, look, some people as well, because that's a level. But there's also different soul groups, different experiences, so we cannot judge anybody. You're going to resonate at where you are at your stages with your groups and people. So there's those that are so into the ET thing, and there's those that are into this, and I'm a Palladian, the Palladian group. They're at that level, whatever, and some will stay. It depends, what I'm saying. We don't know. They're following their higher self, and good. And you'll move and flow and resonate as you go and as you need to go, whatever you need to learn. Everyone's individual. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. And they're doing that, and I should be doing that, and should I be doing this, and my frequency should be there, and that nonsense. Ignore. The only advice, the best advice I could ever give anyone is ignore everything in the Maya, the external, because your lessons, your path, your everything is never going to be the same as anybody else. See? Hi, people. It's not going to be the same. You see, you have different levels, different clearing, different lessons we're all going through. And at the moment, I'm having lots of fun. It's not funny at all. And I spoke to people. Many of you are having a difficult time. All right. Many of our old teachings, talking about on all levels, I can't say they were wrong. They were at a level of consciousness, they were but off. All right. That's a level of consciousness, and it was they got corrupted because we had fallen. We didn't realize. So don't look at the old teachings, the old thing, it'll get you to so far and that's it. Your guidance will come from within. So we didn't, in the old way of teaching, it was to ignore your thoughts. Don't listen to and shut them all off, right? And why did you keep reincarnating and coming back? Because now we know our thoughts are only messengers. They are there to show you, do you want to look what you're thinking about? Do you want to do this? Do you want to go that way? You still want to keep thinking like that? You are manifesting. So most people on this path know you are source. You are manifesting. That old epoch didn't know that everything. The world out there is not happening. Everything you are creating it. So this is why the focus is being put on you now to look at like the old versions of you. Now you've shifted, like me. I've got some, I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. Train the mind. The mind's got it's too much in the mind again. So, and you'll see the mind will just go, but it's got its own, I don't know what it's on at the moment, but it's on its own, it was on its own mission. It's an autoplay. And who knows, whatever. It's so busy. And you tap in, what the hell is it going on about now? It's daydreaming its own little, it's like it's got its own life. It's like, woo, and I'm like, no, come back here. So it's showing you like, this is the old version of you. And this is why you created a life that wasn't pleasant, because you weren't even aware that your mind was just so busy, and it was a nice shit. It was all this. So no wonder why, we created something we didn't like, because it was just off it was going, and it was thinking. When you listen and you actually catch it and you realize, Jesus, bloody thing, you don't even realize you're not here. You were off. It's gone. You're busy, and the mind's just on its. You're daydreaming constantly. Constantly, it was busy. So it's going to point out now, because we shifted, right? Everything that's unfinished, because we're trying to solidify. You're going to be, this is where you're going now for a while. I don't know how long, but it's cleaning up, closing all old doors, unfinished business, ending with the old world, with the old version of you, the old epoch, the old times, the old energy, the old frequency, the old timeline, right? So where you haven't, like today I was sitting in meditation and burst into tears. I'm doing gratitudes and thank you, and next minute I burst into tears, completely out of the bat. And I was like, what the hell? Where does that come from? And that was unfinished business I had no clue was even there. So when you haven't done any healing and clearing, like this was someone I hadn't a sibling. No, so it's the same thing, ending that contract, energetic ties, taking your energy back, giving the energy back, cutting all energy, strings, ties, cords, forgiveness, thank you, okay, I forgive you, things you weren't, maybe you didn't realize, other stuff. So it's other things that came up that I wasn't even aware, very young childhood stuff that came up that wasn't nice. It was like, ew. So now it's letting go of that grief. So that was coming, okay, all right, now let go of that energy. We don't need to hang on to it. So it's severing all ties with the old energy, the old earth. So the more you can stop looking there, looking into the past, and many people, even our scientists are doing it. Our government's doing it. Look, that happened there. So, because they're not conscious of the fact, it's their consciousness. So if you're expecting disasters on earth, well, you are manifesting it. We did before. So if you're expecting tsunamis and disasters and this and that, you need to do your healing and clearing of all of that, because you experienced it in old epochs and other earths and the Atlantis destruction. You haven't cleared it. You would not be resonating with it. So it also they're expecting something to happen again that happened in an old epoch. an old energy, an old earth, an old everything. We're not going backwards. So it's not helping us. That's what they're trying to do. Look at the past to see what's going to happen. No, this is what they're not getting. That would have worked in the old energy and old earth and old past. But now you have shifted in a new dimension, new energy, new times, new epoch, everything. So they're trying to play bingo with chess rules. And then they're wondering why, they're watching it and what the hell's going on out there. We don't. So then they try and panic and even put more foot down and more control. You understand? Oh, really? Okay, good. Yeah. It is. This is what I'm saying. I didn't realize. I had lots of releasing to do because I was expecting exactly, oh, it's going to be earthquake, going to be that, tsunami, oh, it's probably going to be. Everyone's in their paranoid. Why? Because we have experienced it. Nothing will be in your mind, consciousness, thoughts, or even awareness if you are not a frequency and vibration and matched to it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So if anything comes into your awareness, you haven't sorted your shit out. And now we know we're creating, there's many versions and timelines of Earth. People didn't, now they know the new epoch. You get to choose. Nothing happens. So if you're resonating with any bad news and scary shit out there, or worrying or fearful stuff, it is because you are holding a matching frequency and vibration. But what you didn't understand is that there is no one truth. It is a choice. You do not have to choose that as your truth, as your timeline. So then you realize, oh shit, no, actually I don't want to get wiped out by a volcano or sunk or hit by a comet. So I don't have to choose that as my truth. It is not going to happen because it just happens. No, I'm choosing that timeline. I'm choosing that truth. I am source. I manifest. I create. This is a difference. We had forgotten it back then. Now we know. We're like, no, we don't want to do that. Maybe not. Now we know we have a choice. So those messengers and those frequencies, as I was trying to tell people today, everything which the old epoch and the old teachings didn't understand, everything's a mirror. So every single thing you watch, you're drawn to, you meet out there, is you are holding a matching frequency and vibration to everybody, even the bus driver or who's so-and-so. So it could be, I mean, you've got so many different frequencies and vibrations we're learning because we took on in the old epoch, right? So that might be a version of you in a parallel life at 90 and you in your lowest self-esteem. This could be your highest timeline, old, who knows, billionaire so-and-so, this is your, the highest self-worth version of you. That is, whatever. This one is fear. This one holds, sexual, you don't even realize because you don't know all the things you're holding inside you. You haven't a clue what you're resonating with. So the only way you're going to do it is by being triggered or by tapping in or by pointing out. But if you know the rules, nothing can be in your existence unless you have a matching frequency and vibration. Now you are walking around with your eyes open thinking, ooh, why is that person, what do I share with them? Observant, you see. Do I want to share any frequency with that person? Ooh, no, I don't think so. So what reflection, what do I share with them? And try and see it. And then, poops, they'll be gone. Same with these things in the collective. You wouldn't be here if you didn't share half these things. So you can change timelines. So do I want to choose the timeline where we're going to be hit by a comet? Nah. Do I want to choose a timeline where we're going to all get blown off the planet? There's going to be a nuclear? No. That's your old warring times on other planets. People don't realize you are carrying this shit in your consciousness. Not as this life, as all lives, timelines, dimensions, all that crap you've taken on. Now you're going back to your true self, all that shit's got to come out. So some of the stuff you're carrying from other planets, other past lives, and everybody that's in your experience that you, quite say close to or drawn to or interact with on a sort of personal level, you can guarantee you've got parallel lives with them in other timelines, dimensions, realms and things. You've played many lives, many experiences with them, different roles. So, simple thing. And this is what it's doing now. So if things are coming up now, old past boyfriends, Say you're unaware or you've got issues, right? You're going to be tested to see now. Have you got over that? Or are you still going to play, I'm a victim, I'm helpless, no, help me here. I don't manifest, I'm not source. How solidified are you in your knowing? Have you got over your attachment insecurity or something? Or if you have an unfinished business, it's tying up loose ends. So it's cutting and releasing all your old bad, say, old versions of you, lower dimensional versions of you, whatever, of your bad patterns, bad behaviors, ending, unfinished story with family and loved ones, releasing guilt, shame, you haven't, let go, you feel, whatever. It's going to be different for everybody because everybody's had a different perception and perspective. So this is also why there's a lot of trouble out there, so-called, and there's woe movement, and they're crazy, and the light workers, and this. So this is the same thing again, different levels, at different levels of consciousness, different soul groups, different lessons. So why it looks a bit, because this are all vibrating here, and they're on this sort of level, and they've bought into that story. So we all 5D, and this is all. So some of them are, there we are. They're gonna play that for a bit. And some, realize, okay, we're bigger than that. We're not just, So you're all at different lessons. Just understand one thing though, anything and anyone, story, whatever, it's coming across now is a lesson, or you are resonating. Everything. So it makes it easier. You know what I mean? If I'm following this, okay. And the second thing is you create and absolutely everything. Everything. This is your play. Everything in it. Everybody in it. So, and the outside is not like the world. I'm just on the planet, and if the planet gets wiped out, no. We collectively, enough of we shifted again. Enough of the collective consciousness believe we're going to be nuclear warped off here, then boof, off they go. But now timelines are pulling off. Yeah, look, I've also got to do me. So, we've been doing big shifts. I'm busy with big integrations because we've got we've just moved a big timeline again. So now I've got new abilities, a whole lot of new downloads, the body's now recalibrating. Now you're trying to also solidify. I'm drawn in, I want to recalibrate. So me comes first, which never used to work. So I put my lives on Facebook as well. So if you go to the link in my bio, there's my YouTube channel, my Facebook, and here. There we are. You can follow me on YouTube as well. I'm doing quite a bit on there. Depending on where I'm guided, I just, nothing's planned, as I say. Nothing's planned. But I'm really, you remember, there's only you in this play. Everybody here is playing a part for you. The bad role, the bad guy, the good guy, the this, the that. So it's like breadcrumbs. You've put them in there, and they're all helping you get out of the mire, put it this way. So everybody and everything is a clue for you to get out the mire. We, for thought, oh no, just ignore the mind, be quiet, and silence the thing. No. It's a messenger. Your feelings and emotions, messengers. If you ignore them, you'll get mental health. Same with the thoughts, same with emotions. They're just going to show you, look what you're doing. Do you want to keep thinking negatively? Do you want to keep all these things? Hi. You don't. You see, everything's consciousness. It's belief. Ask. It's consciousness. It automatically does for you. Your consciousness controls everything. So as your level of consciousness goes up, right, so will your body, not the other way around. Your people think through their body, I'm going to raise my frequency vibration. No. That'll also get you so far. Your consciousness is the one that's going to pull your frequency and vibration up or your timeline up, not the other way around. So it doesn't matter. You can go on the diet and do this and eat and whatever, and frequency. But if you have beliefs that are on a lower consciousness, so your consciousness is the one that runs the show. So the more you are open to source, yes, I lost my British accent a long time ago. I used to have a very, very English, very well spoken hot potato until I was about my late 20s. And then I moved to an area which is very, very, yes. And then you were spending a lot of time with those people all the time, and accents. And I just picked up a very, yes, different accent, I noticed. My daughter reminds me all the time, Mom, you've got a very, I said, oh, well, whatever. Couldn't be bothered now. It's changed. Yeah, your food and diet will change big time. Big time. So everyone's different. You see, there's no one fit all. Some people are holding a lot more light, depending on what they're focusing on as well. And everybody's different. So depending on your body at that time, what minerals, because it changes, vitamins it needs, or food, or it's got any intolerances and allergies and this and that. So you will be guided. Sometimes you'll be guided. You might have to have a piece of meat. You might have to do that. You might have to, all of a sudden you'll crave. You can ask your tap in and do shopping for you. That's actually quite fun. And it will actually choose like that orange and not this one. Best let it pick everything for you. It's actually quite fun to do guided shopping, guided food shopping. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, when you get ready like that, you can go down to 1 meal a day, because the more you are out of the mind, as everyone knows, and getting your energy from the ether again, or through your meditations, you'll become so light. So the more you release and you can stay out of any thoughts, any kind of, you're just in the state of bliss and happiness, you will find gravity starts not working. So you can literally float across the ground. You won't need to eat. You're basically living off, your cells are being charged from the ether, from source. You don't need food. We only ate so much food because we were low energy. We're in such density. We're using food as a source of energy. But when you are in that trance meditation, the more you're in that trance state, that you're channeling, there's no restriction. So more energy is coming in. It's not the squeeze, you're not this little human in a little body. So you will not need the food. It's just a habit. You won't need as much food at all. You're basically living off energy, ether, light. That's it. Pretty much. And this is why also all the other shit goes out. Toxins, artificial food, meat, dairy, anything that's dense, heavy to digest. I mean, I started, obviously, I didn't really drink anyway, but I was smoking plenty. Smoking went out the window after about a year, so there was no smoking. And then it was no meat. Then it was no dairy. Pretty much, and then now it's not even any processed food, bread, even though it's organic. It's too dense, it seems. It doesn't like this refined food. Fruit and vegetables, but if it's like bread, which is refined, it's made, I don't know, it just doesn't like it, Doesn't. That's just me. Other people haven't got a problem. It depends on their body and where they're at, Everybody's different. And it'll be different times depending on their energy and what they're doing. But the first way to get up is just always do your own inner work. Every day meditate. You sit and quiet, and you will be guided. You'll be guided to release, or you'll be shown, and then if we realize everything that's put into your path is like a test, is a thing. Okay, so if you need to get over something, it's going to be put in your path again. Let's see if you're going to make the same choices, the same cock-ups, and oh, did I? And then if you cleared it, it's going to be, now we're going to put someone else across the path and see, have you got over it? Because if you have a complete no reaction, or just, then you'll know, okay, gone. That lesson was gone completely. Once you have grasped the lesson, it will not come back if it's completely cleared and solidified. Absolutely gone. Whatever it is. So we'll see. Whatever your issues were. But I'm finding people are stuck because they're referring to the old earth. And then we've got this nonsense going on. We've got a lot of... I understand it. Let's say officials and official whatever, governments, officials, people affiliated with them, are trying to monitor, watch, or now take over this movement. Because they realize, okay, this is really big, so now let's just try and manage it, which is an old energy, old way of being, because they're still thinking that consciousness, where this whole epoch is completely the opposite. So there's no way trying to control, manage, manipulate, and tell other people. You know, they won't even resonate. They won't be guided there, but they won't resonate with you. They'll just completely like. So they will bump their heads long enough. But I do understand it, because they're like, what's going to happen then? You know, how do we know what's going to happen? This is their problem. How can we plan a business? How can we plan for the future? Because we can't see into the future. This is you see, is this control. And the future is no control. And now you try and run a business and some people can, but I mean, now they will learn by being in the flow. You will, at that time when you need it, that guidance will come, that thing will come, the money will come, the idea will come, but this is it's the unknown. You see, huge paradigm shift. And the unknown is like, for them, is like, no, we don't like that. So you can see they've got their own channel, their own people, their own everything, but on a lower level, a basic level. So when you first wake up, I can psychically read you and I can do this and that. So they've got basic people out there on a lower level of consciousness, but it's still awakened. And okay, we can read the angels and guides, and I can do the tarot cards, that sort of, and they're just fine. They're capable for the basics. So yeah, people will learn, as I'm saying, also their own lessons. So if they think this is as high as we can go, there's a box again, the same thing, linear. Only so dimensions. We are multi-dimensional. You are source. You are all dimensions, all time, all space. And this is why your so-called parallel lives are all dimensions, realms, frequencies, vibrations, air. It's not like, it's fifth, say 12th dimension, that's too high, I can't, I've got to read. Absolute nonsense. If you are creating at all, whatever you believe, so the only thing that's ever going to restrict anyone now is their belief. End of story. That's it. You believe you can't do something, I can't do that, or can't even perceive it because you're not a match. So if you think something's impossible, well, you hell aren't going to get any answers. If you are there, nothing's impossible. Everything is possible. All information, anything. You will be able to perceive anything and everything and all information. Whatever. There we are. You're an open book. And if you're an open book, there we are. And we quieten the mind, and the more you release, the more can come in, as another thing. It's fascinating. Hey, we're going through such fun at the moment, though. Ooh. So I'm quiet because I'm going through my own shit. Ooh, it's like I was reminded again this morning by someone who's sort of playing an earthly guide here. I know, I'm very well aware. Sent me a message, and I was like, yes, I know, I'm having fun. I'm well aware that there's a problem there. I am, it's like, now, right. So sometimes it's not, you have to actually get disciplined, because now you've got a bad pattern and it takes fighting it. And I tell you what, you can have a lot of fun. At least 2 weeks, it's going to get worse before it gets better, because it's like really, and you're going to be like, no, you've got to stay like absolutely determined, single-pointed focus, and I'm not giving up, bugger off, and you fight it. You will not get, and you'll watch it'll leave. It's going to try you. Let's see if you'll just know. And you're like, so if it really gets hard, do not give up. Just know you're being tested. Okay, it's only you. And you're like, no, I'm not falling victim. I'm not going to give up. I'm getting there. That's it. There we are. And keep at it. Yeah. There's some good ones. You will change. You will keep changing. If you can never go wrong if you sit in meditation every day and be quiet. And ask always to be guided for your highest and greatest good, your highest timeline, your highest version, you know what I mean? And know that I've got it. I am on the highest timeline, the highest version, the best this and that. And it will be. Absolutely you will be. People are still, this is an old paradigm, looking for guidance outside, other people, other stories. Who should I listen to? What should I follow? You'll also give up even following the outside, because in the old world, old epoch, old earth, we still thought, okay, everything just happens. Look at we got a new king or new ruler. They're doing this. We just have to go along, and this is what's going to happen. I have to do that. I have to. No. You create it. So this is why I say it doesn't matter what they're doing. They'll just disappear. People just will ignore them. Because it doesn't matter what anybody, person, government, whatever wants to do. Absolutely irrelevant. You'll know that. You don't have to listen to any of it or even pay attention to it, because you choose and create. The only thing at the moment, there's a lot of options out there, is because as a collective, this is why they're trying to steer the direction they want. Because as a collective, the planet, we're choosing as a collective consciousness the future we want. There's more than one timeline there. So this is why they're trying to interject to steer humanity in the way they want it to go. Because they don't, first of all, have a clue what's going on. And they still, which won't work, we know that, because they're on the old earth. They're on a lower version. They don't get it. That's an old way, old paradigm. So they're trying to play bingo with chess rules, literally. Thank you. I'm happy. And really, this is why they're like, what the hell is going on? So the more they try, and that's why they'll get frightened and desperate, because they're like, oh, what are we going to do? What about business? Because they can't, you've got to buy from us, you've got to do this, you've got to eat that, you've got to go here, no. And people are just like, oh, no, you're too woe, you're too green, no, you've got to work, don't, I just think you can sit and meditate, you. It's just coming from fear, people. Shame. Could you imagine? Shame. And if they just went home and did this every day themselves, they would be on the same wavelength and the same or higher. It would be, if we had, this is why it's not coming from them, as the Hopi said, it will come from these rainbow people. They will come and lead into the new earth, or lead the people or whatever, and it will come from the bottom up. Because our leaders are too much in the ego and greed, and you know what I mean? They're not, if they did, could you imagine? And sat and they were doing twice as much work as you, meditating twice a day and only getting all the information from there, they would be cruising through this. They wouldn't worry one bit, because they'd know, okay, everyone's going to follow their own guidance and it's going to work out perfectly. And this is the new earth. You follow your guidance. Every soul, all they have to do with so-called aspect, source aspect, fractal, has to only follow what comes from within, nothing else. You don't need a television. You don't need to know what's going on out there. Everything would work out perfectly, poof, and slot into place. Because remember, source is one consciousness out of this Maya, out of the dream. You're all working together as one. It is only one united consciousness. That's why when people tap in, selective guides, we are a collective, or that's why they often try and tell you, because for humans, just to make it easy for you, we are a council, because people can't understand, no, but you can't, you must be, I'm a person. No, you're not a person. You're not a person. We still seeing us as separate. The air is separate to me. I am the air. I am the water. I am the tree. I am all. My consciousness is the same thing. And everything you communicate was the same. But, but everyone will take their own time to get there. Maybe some weren't in this body either. I don't know. Who knows? We're all in for the ride. And we all have to just see how it goes. Let's just see. And we're going through, bit by bit. There we are. So at the moment, it's going over all the shit. Do you really want to, maybe you need to get, so it's cleaning out, like not residue, but yeah, cleaning again, there we are. But just work on that, okay? Everything. You can choose, everything. So this is why people will relax less and won't worry about what's actually happening out there. Because if you just stayed in here, my higher self, you are going to be on your highest timeline. You're going to get the best. You are abundant because you are source. Creates the entire universe, so that you're not lacking anything. If you stay in your true being, I am source, I am everything. I lack nothing. I'm all that is. How can you, being in your true thing, that resonance and frequency, you will draw all those things to you. See, depending on what you also want to experience in this life. So that's it. You don't have to worry. You will be taken care of, as you know you are. Your higher self, your guidance, you will always be taken care of. You don't need to okay, well, the world, this is the old way. The world's going to take care of me. No, you will be taken care of. So maybe your path is to do a healer. Maybe your path is to go and open a new food or invent something, because I think most of even these things will come from the newer generation because they tapped in again. They're not the older generation, or the ones in a lower consciousness, let's say. They're not flexible in their mind. They're still trying to control. They're still looking at the past. They're still believing in the old. They don't realize everything's shifted. They're still in the old box, and this is, and everything's still like it was, and we're on the same. No, everything's not, completely not. It's going to be quite a wake up for them, shame. So yeah. Anyway, so they will try and keep, obviously, people in a lower conscious as well. We're only in 5 dimensions, and we're only going to go there, and this is, you know what I mean? That's why I say, remember, even me, everybody can only give you from their perception and perspective, whatever level of consciousness they at, and how much work, whatever their filters, how much, the more you go up, the more you release, the less filter and bias you have. So anybody and everybody you're listening are different aspects of source, are going to give you their reflection or their thing through their level of consciousness, through their perception and perspective. End of story. That's it. Everything is projection. So just know when I'm listening to someone, it's their projection, their shadow, their creation, their Maya. I don't have to, it's not mine. Or we're going to do this. I'm like, okay, well, there we are, off you go. There we are. Just ignore it. No one can force any reality on you, because then you're in an old paradigm. I'm a victim. I'm not source. You see? Yeah. Exactly. It's just their perception. This is how they're seeing, and they're projecting it. Because that's all they're able to perceive. So now it's put out there. Do you want to join that timeline? Do you want to play whatever they believe is going to happen, or their version of whatever. This is what we're all doing. We're co-creating the new earth. So everybody is guided. Pretty much we're going to go in the same thing. And putting out ideas. And everyone, let's see. So you'll see. It'll resonate. Ooh, okay, yeah. Ooh, I like that idea. Yeah, let's, That's all that's happening. So you just go next. Oh, I like that. But think about it. Does it resonate here? You don't have to choose anything. No one can actually force anything on you. They believe it is. They'll create their own little reality and their little world. This will happen and your world will be completely different. Completely. You won't even have different timelines. Doesn't mean they won't exist in your timeline. Different versions of them. Higher versions of them will be on your timeline. You see? We've shifted plenty of timelines anyway. Yeah, I know. It's so interesting to watch it. But they are getting, I can see that they're infiltrating this movement a lot. And they will try and start apps and pull people, and try and again, like Facebook does, put you in boxes, echo chambers. Because that's how they can control. So let's put people in echo chambers, us and them, start this left, right, woke, division thing, so you don't, and let's pull everyone off so it's not going to spread. To minimize it, because they don't understand. And don't be angry. Let's understand it's fear. Everything if you're trying to manipulate, control, or dominate, it comes from a place of fear. That's all. And then they will stay on the lower version of Earth, and you will keep going up. And a version of you will be whatever lower, and they will, off they go. There we are. And maybe in their next game, Earth game, they're going to work through that, and before they can come. So they won't get, let's say, to that higher aspect of Earth maybe for a lot longer, maybe a couple of lives. It depends on the individual, you see. So don't worry. You don't have to worry about anybody else. They are going to pick their timeline if they don't learn their lessons, and they're going to be set there, and that's the one they're going to connate at until they themselves have to work their way up into a higher frequency, vibration, or dimension, or timeline. You see? Even leave the earth game. No one's leaving this earth game unless they get through that. You have to be able to master that, and we all know that. So whether you want to be another 30 years, thousands of years, 2 years, another 2 more lifetimes, so-called lifetimes, maybe you'll ace it in this lifetime, maybe you'll get through it right, and the next one you'll be boop, smack there. That's it. In many timelines, some interesting actually stuff. Funny, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, go within, go within, go within. Go within. Always ask. I think that's a good part of that last epoch. You develop the brain. This is why we played the last epoch, to develop the analytical. So you wouldn't be, just like an animal otherwise. You're just in a cruise, but you haven't got the intellect. So you develop the analytical mind and brain. Use it now. Wisdom, discernment. Those are things you can ask for as well. Give me great clarity, wisdom, and discernment. Okay. Release all illusions, delusions, and what did I tell other people? I've guided those ones. And then you will see through anything, all illusions, delusions, and what have you got? I call them distortions of your consciousness. So let them be shown to you, so you don't, fall for that shit. Give me wisdom, great clarity, and discernment, please. Ask, it will be given. And then you can navigate. But now you at least know the rules. There we are. Everything is breadcrumbs. Everything out there. So if you don't like what you're seeing, even external things, like you will find, say, stories, narratives about the end of the earth, whatever else, you won't even find those videos. You won't even look at them. You won't even be able to, like 2 seconds, and like, oh no, not interested, it's like below, it just like doesn't resonate. You won't even watch it, because once you've done the healing and clearing and you've learned that, you won't even be able to follow those people. You'll see, you'll change a lot. You'll follow this one, and then you go above them, and then you drop off, and then you'll, after you're lost, like this jump again, the people I used to listen to and follow, I can't at all anymore. Like, whoa, no. They didn't jump up for some reason. Or maybe they're just going slower. Maybe they will, but they're slower. But if you think things are set, you are going to be set. Nothing is set. You are source. You are limitless. You decide. You got to, I've got to remind myself of it again. Okay, no. You are creating. You choose everything. And ask for anything and everything. There we are. And ask for heart, ask for this, ask, whatever. Like you do with your healing, what you do with clearing, like you do with anything, That's it. So simple. So you'll see, people. But if you're having fun right now, this is what we're doing, okay? We're clearing out residue from the old lives, old versions of you, past earth, lower timelines. It's all shit that you hadn't fixed then or released then. Same thing. It's just to make you, it's always on the same path, the same goal we're going to, There we are. I went into it this morning a bit. I did describe that on my Facebook page. Yeah, they're clues. They're actually just like clues. You put these things in the, otherwise, how would we get out of the Maya? So everyone's playing a role to say, look. So you've got them in your life. Okay, I'm going to come here and piss you off because I've got to show you, listen, you haven't got that over that one. You thank everybody. Doesn't matter what, even if they played the bad guy, because they played that to show you, listen, my friend, you had some distortions there. You were running around painting wings on these, I was one of those shit. On a snake. Oh, nice snake. No, the snake won't bite me. And I would get, but no, nice snake. I'll make you a nice snake. So it took a lot of people to, really bashed me on the head many times till I was like, okay, no, that's a snake. Yeah, oh, no, I don't want to play with snakes anymore. Thank you. You see? So, and everything is source. Everybody. So there's no blame because you are source. All is source. It can be nothing else beside you. So you cannot hate or blame anything either. You see? They're only messages. Your emotions are messengers. Your thoughts are messengers. The people are reflections or mirrors. Anything, everything you believe, you are resonating it with. So if you don't want anything bad in your experience, because you understand this book is yours, you are not stuck in any timeline and you're going to end up Earth and you're going to be a victim of this and you're going to be stuck on that and have to, nothing. That's the old Earth, old beliefs, old paradigm, old consciousness, lower consciousness, where you were just helpless you. There we are. All right, peoples. So that's why I'm quiet, okay? Because I'm integrating like everybody else. I'm busy integrating, all right? Yeah. I'm working on myself. I need to change structure a bit. Some things I've got to change. So I've got to do that. I've got to, kick my own backside. So I've got my own, like everybody. I've got my own, okay, no, I've got to work on that. I've got to remove that. I've got to clear that. I've got to heal that. I've got to get rid of that habit or that. So there's things I've got to get through. And these things, especially if they're patterns, neural pathways, as you know, and physical vessels, it's habits, become habits, and they're habits a long time. They are consistent. And you've got to, it's not easy to break. You've got to be, oh, no, back again. And then you've got to catch yourself again. So it takes a few weeks to, wow, it's fun. So I've got some, not such good ones I've got to get rid of. Yeah, we had a big timeline jump. We jumped timelines, yeah. A whole new timeline. That old 3D is not here at all anymore. So three-dimensional has vanished. Yeah. Got to get rid of some habits that I picked up in the Maya, and that, in a bad way, which don't serve me anymore, but those patterns are, obviously quite strong patterns because they, over a long time you've got used to them. So now I need to break these habits or patterns of behavior I've got, which do not serve me, of health at all. I've got to get rid of those. And some other ones I get myself into. So I'm just trying to get myself together. So when I'm like, oh, I need to do that, same, not a good thing, because then I've got to go on to do other people, tell other people, God, it's always other people first. Which also is a way derogatory. I know this is a choice and a role I'm playing, all right, to guide humanity through this shift, but also to find the balance, because I know you all got exactly the same consciousness as me and guidance as me. If you're not tapping in, then it's just you. You know what I mean? You are given the same, if you ask for it, the same love, the same help, everything. We're all equal because we're all source. Source doesn't give me any preferential treatment over anybody else. Not at all. So if I'm willing to get in there and really try or really do the work or really mean it or whatever else, it will be given. Same with that. So, I always used to put other people first. That savior thing does not exist in me anymore. Thank goodness. I have to save people, because it's also then saying, well, no, I'm better than you. I've got much better guidance than you. I've got to help you because you don't know what you're doing. Where you all source. I know you all know what you're doing. Because you are all me, your fractals. There's no difference. You are here and we're all playing a role. You're all having your own guidance, your own things, you know what I mean? So I do come on whenever's guided, but I've also got to do mine, like everybody else has got to do theirs, I don't know what you're talking about, my friend. I liked your take on trance, woman. I don't know what take that was. I'm not sure. I don't know what you're referring to. Must have been maybe one of my other videos. I've got my other lives up on YouTube maybe then. I don't know. But that's what I'm saying. You see, there are many timelines, and people have seen them. Everything's happening now. There's no such thing as past, present, future. So we've seen many versions of Earth, depending on which one you're also resonating with at the moment. So there are many timelines and versions of Earth. Some you won't be resonating, you won't see them because they're way below you, or some will be up, or I don't know. So there are people that are going to choose things that you sure as hell wouldn't choose. But remember, what you deny one, you deny yourself. And what you put out, remember, what put out comes back to you. So if you like trying to force your opinion your way, which is still out there going on, especially with, the official side, don't get it, on people, it's denied you too. That will be done to you. Then you're gonna choose that timeline, or you're gonna experience that yourself. So don't leave them. They are no threat to you. Only have it. So I'm saying it's fear. All fear is going to drop. Then you're fearing again. You're forgetting you're not source. If you know your source, why are you fearing anything? Because you're creating your reality. Because you haven't solidified enough faith that I am source. I am divinely guided. I don't have to worry. I'm going to be taken care of. You just haven't got there yet. So you fear. You see, that's just the old patterns, old habit that I'm a victim. So that you're not trusting that you'll be taken care of. You're not trusting source. You don't trust yourself. You haven't. That's all it is. It's the same thing. It's all fear. All of this. You're fearing that, what's going to happen? Then you're believing in the Maya again. You're giving the external attention, thinking they're going to create the world. I am just going to have to go along, and I'm just, well, not at all. Absolutely bugger all. That is the Maya, the external. That is everyone's projections. You choose. As simple as that. You choose. I choose this. The only reason why it's all a smorgasbord, a mixing pot at the moment, is because enough people, the timelines are starting to solidify. You'll see we're moving and shifting and moving and shifting. So people can choose. That's all. It's giving people time to choose. Listen, do you want to go with this idea of half human robot thing? Okay, some will actually choose that because they, that's just the choice they want to play. Source wants to play that, and they'll go. Others will choose, whatever. And others will believe that they're going to be wiped off and punished, and they will experience that. And then they'll have to do some healing and clearing the other side. Listen, guys, that world, so they're going to have to go back and do another round and learn. Okay, until they can pass the go. So some believe, again, they're still victims and they're going to be punished and annihilated and this and that, and they will experience that. Because remember, it's only a holographic, it's a dream, this is a Maya. Nothing really happens to you. So they wake up and they're like, oh, shit, man, all right, next dream, back we go again, all right. The old earth is not a place, as you know, we came out of it. No. Yeah. That's really the Maya. You're suffering because you stayed suffering because you actually didn't realize. You're the only bloody person helping us or holding yourself there. That's it. Anyway. All right. So as I say, my timeline. You can go there. If I do morning ones, I do them. It depends, but normally I do them on Facebook then, lunchtime morning ones. And then you can follow my Facebook page. I make the videos public, so people can updates and stuff like that, because other people similar to me on the ascension, or teachers or light workers, whatever you want to call them, healers, sometimes for us, because we share the same things, or people ask or whatever. That's not your opinion, that's her projection. Who cares what somebody wants to do? That's what I'm saying. It's irrelevant what's happening out there. That is their projection, their Maya. If it's not a world or something that you want to create, because you are source, then skip it. Oh, that's interesting. They have a valid right. If she can perceive it, she can imagine. Off she goes. Then she's choosing that timeline, which plays out. There is a world, a version that's going to play out. But not everybody's choosing that one. It's like, no thanks. But that's what I'm saying. It's there for you to choose. If it resonates with you, if you fear or anything, then you haven't accepted, you don't realize who you are. Okay. Do your healing and clearing. Sit and ask, why am I resonating? Why have I got fear? What is it? What belief do I need to hold? That a simple ask, what truth or belief do I have to believe or hold to make me worry or fear that or whatever? There we are. Dig. Ask in your meditation and you will get it. Exactly. I don't even find those things because it's not a timeline I'm even, So no. What you resist and fight is because you have a similar frequency of fear. That's all. And it will keep there until you've learned, okay, no, why am I fearing this? That's all. Let go of the fear and that will disappear out of your existence. And that's what I'm saying. As a timeline splits, you will see it will literally, we will not even experience it anymore. So we won't even know what's happening because our earth will just go, the timeline you're choosing, like say you're choosing like more of this beautiful green earth Lemurian. It's not really, it's a mixed, kind of like, I can't even explain it. New earth. Say 100 years down the line, we've got this beautiful, clean planet, back cleaned, fresh, perfect, luscious, green, whatever. But a higher consciousness. People are talking to the animals and understanding everything's connected. We have very modern cities with spaceships, or modern, it's not really big cities actually. Not people, I don't know where people are living, but they're not big. People are with spaceships. We've got intergalactic beings coming and going. It's like very old Earth, like a very long time ago, but anyway, when we had this on the Earth, all these different dimensions, we're multidimensional, we're kind of coming and going, we're mixed. That's why people remember unicorns and other beings, and we had many different beings staying in, not just Palladians, or not just one. We were an open society because we weren't in a lower consciousness. So pretty much there's that version, and then there's this version of a very artificial, that's it, no freedom, no consciousness of your own, there's a different timeline, that is. So if you can imagine those timelines, and they exist, oh yes they do. Some want to play victim, some want to restrict themselves even more. So if somebody wants to really trap themselves or experience, think about source. You are limitless. You create everything. So if you want to experience the opposite to what you are, then you're going to experience the most like you are, absolutely have no choice. I'm in a rock, I'm trapped, I'm inside a computer, I'm a hard drive now and I'm stuck and I can't get out, or whatever. Who knows? I don't know. That's it. I don't know. You can't judge, and I would never even dream to judge. It's a valid choice, because remember, excuse me, sorry, they are source. Source is validly choosing that because they have the same guidance to experience it. Why would you deny one? Because then you're saying, oh no, you can't choose that. Same thing, control and fear. They can choose whatever they want. Off they go. And with love, you can choose whatever you want, off you go. And this is all that's happening right now. All the timelines are kind of still there for you to choose. But as you'll see, the more you've solidified your choice, those things, even you won't even find them in your news feeds. They won't pop up on your internet. They won't pop up on your experience. You won't meet people, even the conversations. Because eventually you'll see what you will think. The world is going in your direction. You will see, look, everything's going the way I wanted. You know what I mean? Our timeline. You'll think that let's say your choice is one or whatever, or just working. It's just the earth is going in the way you've chosen to manifest it, because it is. That version will split off, and they will be on the version of earth where it's going how they want it to go. And they'll see, oh, look, we got, same thing. You see, it'll just smoothly go off. And they will just group off on that, and they will become so far from the two realities that they cannot merge anymore, because they'll be so not resonant, so they cannot exist together. So when we split so much off, if this side go, on their control, a really strange thing, it will become such a, that they just won't even be in your experience anymore. Poof, be gone. Because it will not be a frequency match, so they cannot exist in your experience anymore. That's it. So just focus on anything you want, everything you want, your meditations, your affirmations, the people, the content, and before you know it, that whole experience won't even exist. They'll be like, oh, what happened to them? Remember what happened? Remember that crazy time that they were planning on this, the government, you'll think it's like, oh, wow, yeah. Remember 2 years ago they were trying to do this, the whole thing just fell apart. Yeah, that's what you'll think. Meanwhile, that whole thing has gone another time and they're carrying on with their nonsense, whatever, you see, what you consider nonsense. Its source, like you see now, is it choosing to experience many different, like you know yourself, right? You have all these different versions, so-called past. You've got being, other planets, you've got other time, whatever, diverse. Because what you remember, it's a dream. I think it's real. So what you can imagine, it's like you dreaming. Your dreams, are all over the place. There we are. So what you think reality is, the same thing. Limitless. It's limitless because you're limitless. You can create whatever you can imagine, you can create because you are source. So there are all kinds of weird shit out there, and planets and beings and environments and consciousness, playing, as you probably bumped into in the astral. And if you bump into them, you're sharing a frequency. If you don't like what you bump into, it's all about you. Nothing else. Nothing outside. No Maya, no government, no external, no brother, cousin, this, that, being you. You do your work, you do your healing, you do your clearing. Poof! Those beings, that person, that thing goes away. No more problem. Bye-bye. And if you so much of a frequency mismatch, you will not even be able to come across them. Literally, you won't even bump into them. They won't be able to contact you at all because you're on a different wavelength or whatever. All right, people. I think that's enough. So yeah, I'm not on much because, as I say, if I need to do what I need to do as well, very important. We all came here for this. And if I don't do my stuff, how can I help anybody else either? You see, if I'm not doing my thing, I'm not then going to be a clear enough channel. So how am I going to be able to guide anyone else either? You see? So I get through my stuff and then poof, you open the book again and wow, the stuff just comes in. And then you can guide again and then you're going to integrate it. So we're like everybody else. I'm doing my integration and cleaning and work. But at the moment I need to kick my own ass because it's a little bit, so I need to change my whole structure and routine and get, and work on this because it's really, it's time now I need some big changes. There we are. Everything's new, as you noticed, right? So it's new you. You got it to be changed. You're going to see changes in your life in all ways. Anyway. You're welcome. I'm loving this. I think I have the best, I wouldn't say job. It's a free job. But the funny thing is that I wanted to do NGO work really badly, like years ago. But it was so blocked because I had so much trauma. My nervous system was so overloaded. No wonder why. There was no ways, obviously, my higher self was going to allow me back into the field at all. Because I just couldn't take any more of that grief, trauma, stress. My system was fried. I mean, no joke. It was fried. So this life of working in the field came to an end. And no matter how I tried, I was like, because I really wanted to help people, always done it. So I wanted to go and do NGO. Poof. And then I had a complete meltdown. No wonder why I couldn't get back in the field anyway. I had a complete, everything. For physical body, I'd pushed it to the limits, to the max. Everything I'd pushed to the max. The nervous system, the physical, it was all. So everything went, whew, and I got myself in a real bad way. Anyway, now guess what? What else can I do? But what am I doing? It's so good. I'm now doing a different version. Not that I could have ever imagined it. I thought I was going to be like working in the field, with refugees or something like that. Guess what I'm doing? Guiding humanity through the shift. So yes, I'm doing, as you say, NGO, this helping humanity, free work, whatever. But it's online, doing the spiritual thing and the spiritual shift awakening. In my wildest dreams could I have ever foreseen that. And I'm loving it. I am so happy, and I'm grateful. I actually forgot to thank Source, to say, you know what, I thank you for this. What a lovely, not job, but what a lovely, how would I call it, thing to do right now. I mean, it's a blessing. I think it's such a blessing. I am blessed to be able to uplift and guide humanity through the shift. I am so grateful I got the opportunity, I'm like, wow, thanks, that I got to guide humanity through the shift. Got to be a guide, through this ascension process. Has it been fun? I wouldn't in my life, so there we are. You want to do an NGO help, there we are. Diddle did I know it was going to be after I'd basically, died and come back as well. So yeah, it's now taking care of yourself, your health. And so for me, it's all been about health, heal, repair, big time. I mean, on all aspects and levels, the body, all of it. And there we are. And I'm guiding humanity. I'm doing NGO work, but it's just online. And it's a planetary shift. Who would have thought? Strange, eh? Wow. So yeah, I love it. I'm very grateful that I can help, uplift, guide people, explain to them so they don't fear. If people understand what's happening and how to navigate it, this is it. This is all I wanted to be able to do, and it's coming through me on Source anyway. And I'm loving, and I'm loving it. So everybody's happy. Everyone's win-win. It's great, wonderful. I think it's the best job on the planet. And I come back. I just actually talked today. I'll tell you quickly before I go. There's going to be a lot more UFOs. You'll see, because to force their hand, so they can't deny them anymore. So the public are going to see a lot more, like you can't hide it. Like it's going to become not like sort of vague. It's going to be like there's a UFO. Like wow, you can't deny that. So these things are going to be in our face. But what people don't realize, some of these UFOs are actually ours from the future. So some of the UFOs that will be appearing and are appearing around us are not from other planets and other beings. They're actually future humans coming back. And one of them was myself and my friend. And I know this why, because we dropped in on my sea. We dropped in on me. We came back from a higher timeline, the future, much farther down the line, right? And they study this. This shift is studied big time. This is why I'm doing this as well. I'm saving all my videos. So during my ascension and consciousness, a shift, I have basically videoed it all and kept it. And I'm keeping my social media platforms in the archives for the future, because they are coming back and they're going to study this big time, because it's like the biggest thing that's happened, in history, in the new epoch on the planet, the new earth. So they're going to be studying the shift and our barbaric chaos. Look at these people, they were so backward. Wow. And they come back. So I've kept a document of all, as you see, as I've gone up. You can watch mine. When I woke up, I was very much in the dark. You're going to these bad guys. Ooh, the dark. Ooh. So you can see the levels as we've gone up. So I've documented my journey with videos. So they're going to be studying it. And my friend and I flew back here in a UFO. I was meditating. I was very annoyed. And we were laughing at me meditating. I was like, bugger off, man. Go away. Go bugger off and annoy someone else. So we come back from the future to actually watch ourselves and laugh at ourselves. When at our older, like you say, past life. So I came from my future with my friend to laugh at my past. Oh, check out, look at her. Oh, shame. She was like, protection there. It was funny. I was like, bugger off and leave me alone. So yeah, some of these UFOs are us actually from the future, having a good old, watching this crazy chaos. Look at this. Jeez, look how crazy we were. Look at these people. There we are. They're your family, some of these. Okay. And they are you, some of them. Coming back to laugh at, how backwards we were. All right, lovely people. Good night. Have a good evening or morning or afternoon. And hopefully we'll see you soon. When I've got something I need to share as well. If it's important, I will definitely. All right. Bye.